Well, I have been in a number of different contexts. So humanitarian situations, emergencies, or post-conflict recovery situations are very different in circumstances, in conditions, in pretty much anything, the way it affects your work and your private life. So it's hard to make comparisons. I mean, if you think about working, living, sleeping in an IDP camp in the east of Chad, that is very different and pretty much incomparable to living in a compound in Kabul, where you're surrounded by guards, by guns, by people in uniform, but also, frankly, by modern amenities. So, you do have electricity, at least right now we do. You do have air conditioning, and you do have, simple things like TV and a telephone and internet. So it's hard to make a general statement about what is life like as a humanitarian, because from context to context that changes so much. Right now in Afghanistan, so 2012, 2011, what is difficult to some extent is the fact that you live in such confined space. Because of the security situation, the majority of humanitarian workers, of rule of law workers, of people from the international community who go out to work there, are not able to move freely. So naturally that impacts on how you feel and how you interact. Having said that, if you work in an IDP camp in the middle of nowhere, whilst you may be able to walk, that isn't exactly freedom either. The life of a humanitarian is very confined a lot of the time, and that is something that anyone who wants to go into the humanitarian field has to be aware of. How will I cope with having restrictions like that imposed on my life? At the same time, there's also something quite liberating about that. When you spend a year living out of a bag that weighs no more than 20 kilograms, you realize that actually a lot of the stuff you accumulate over the years can really weigh you down. So not having a flat and not having furniture to move and not having to worry about which shirt and which handbag to wear to work has its advantages as well.